Hey, welcome. My name is Danny. This is my first podcast of its kind. I have tried to record a couple of podcasts back in the day, but I hope this one would be something that I do on a regular basis. I believe I will do it every week, but let's see how it goes. Who am I? Who is this person talking to you? And you decided to spend your time listening to? I guess it's a good idea to give a brief introduction. So, my name is Danny or Danilo. I am in Ukraine. Um, I guess you might have heard of Ukraine, right? um, I'm 21. I have a startup. It's an early stage company, but in a year of building it, we learned much more than you can learn in the business school or at your regular job, unless you're like an executive, I believe personally. I haven't had a executive job or I have never gone to a business school, so it's hard for me to say, but it feels like it's something that you cannot easily get as an experience unless you're actually doing that. I still work full time at another company because I need to pay my rent, pay for food, pay for expenses, and that's something that is not easy to do. Having two jobs, but I am doing that. I have done that most of my professional life since I got my first job 2 years ago, which is the same job I have now. At least the same company, the position is different. So yeah, let me quickly put the camera in a better spot. I work as a data scientist at a Ukrainian outsourcing company, but we are integrated with a US based company in a kind of industry of logistics software. And I'm working on the data team, and we are working on like machine learning AI stuff. So, yeah, not a brief introduction, and I didn't manage to kind of put a lot of information into the time that I have. So I guess I'll have to become a little bit more efficient with that in the future. But yeah, actually, I have an agenda for today's meeting. And I guess I will have to talk a little bit about my startup. So it's called Narada. I'll probably put a link in a description. To be honest, I have advertised it so much since we just started building it, so I don't want to just I'm a little bit fed up with like advertising my company, but I know how valuable it is, so feel free to go and check it after you listen to this podcast, or do it right now and then return to listening to this pod, or you can do it in parallel, I think. Depends on where you're listening this to. Yeah, so again, it is just my partner and I working part-time here. We decided to solve the problem of unproductive meetings, like in many companies where you don't have like a professional scrum master or a meeting facilitator or a project product manager who knows how to run meetings productively. Meetings are a mess, right? I'm sure many of you have faced this issue where you're just sitting there, the meeting is useless, or you're just wasting time, and the company wastes money. And we're like, how can we solve it? Can we build a tool that would kind of make all the meetings perfect? We tried building it several times, iterated. We're getting closer, but for now it's still very simple. It doesn't completely do what we want it to do, but we started having some premium or paid customers who actually pay us for the product. And yeah, it's hard to look at the camera all the time because I'm looking at myself, and I at least see something when I look at the screen, but when I look at the camera, I'm like, who am I talking to? Am I talking like with the camera? It becomes a little bit weird. So yeah, so our vision is to create this ultimate AI meeting facilitator, which would make all meetings perfect. It would be like a perfect meeting moderator who organizes, who moderates meetings for those teams that don't have a professional facilitator. I don't know if this tool will ever become better than humans. And for now, we're aimed to those companies which don't have like professional facilitators, and we believe it's most of the companies. So that's where we are targeting our long-term product. But with the simple product that we have now, which doesn't even have AI, we are selling to those teams that kind of know how to run meetings or kind of run them perfectly or very good. And it's kind of a tool that assists them to do that. Go check the video. Again, it's a simple version of the tool now. Okay, so we have our agenda. Um, so I wanted to share with you guys what kind of week I had. Again, working with two jobs. This means that I'm working like I don't know, like 70, 80 something hours a week. Sometimes more, sometimes less. Depends on how stressed I am. Yeah, so this week, like a lot of full-time job activities, working, grinding, a lot of startup activities. We had like our first sale to a team at our company. It's just like two people, but it's still a team. Before that, we only sold to like individual people. So it's a very big win for us. We were really excited. Yeah, I don't have anything interesting to share about my week, to be honest, unless I think it's not interesting, but it's actually interesting. um yeah, like Saturdays I tried to take a day off, but I couldn't do that. I still worked a lot. Sometimes it just I need to push myself to relax because otherwise I kind of get back to working. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy it. It's like, and I'm having a meaningful progress. But sometimes you have to manage those levels of stress and just physical, mental kind of batteries that are going very much down, and you have to just recharge. So it's something that I have to take care of better. Um, yeah, I guess let's go straight to the next topic. If you want me to kind of give you more details about my day to day, just let me know in the comments and I'll adjust. So, my love for baseball. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably know that I love baseball. My favorite team is Texas Rangers. I guess that United States and maybe Japan are like biggest countries for baseball, but I'm only kind of watching American baseball, even though I can only imagine how big it is in Japan. Also in like South Korea, Taiwan, even Cuba, Venezuela, Latin American countries. Not all of them though. Brazil doesn't have baseball. Like they do, but it's not as popular as like Colombia or like Costa Rica, even Mexico. So first time I fell in love with baseball was 2015. I was like 13 years old. Again, I'm from Ukraine. It's not very popular here. It's like nobody even knows what it is. Like 50% of people haven't even heard of that probably. And other 50% probably don't know the rules. And the rules are quite complicated, to be honest. It took me like maybe 2, 3 months to really understand the kind of the whole idea, and then I kind of grasped the details and kind of understood it better. But yeah, it was weird because I just fell in love with the game. I kept watching it, and it's been like 8 years now, and I still love it just like I loved it there. Though at the first sight, I was like, nah, that's weird. I don't want to watch it. But the second time I saw it, I was like, wait a second. I really like it. Oh, and by the way, in my life, it seems like many things that I overlooked in the past turned out to be something that I really enjoy. And I believe that this social pressure or just your like ego, it sometimes just doesn't let you go deep into something that you might really like. So what I would suggest to you is, even if you find something weird or uninteresting, but you have some time to explore it, go there and explore it. It could be anything, like maybe books. I thought that I didn't like books when I was a kid. Now I like read almost every day, though it's audiobooks most of the time. Like design for me. I thought I'm a terrible, like, I can draw, I can paint, though, and thus I'm a terrible designer, but I love it. Well, I cannot say I love it, but I enjoy it when we are working on business or just kind of doing something for myself. Not that I do a lot of design, but I like the idea. Though I thought that I shouldn't like it. So be very careful with that, because sometimes this social or your own ideas do not let you dive into something that you might love. And I believe that life, day to day, it can be like a wave, you know? Sometimes it's really hard, you're on the edge, and it's really hard to survive. Sometimes you're so happy that you're like, wow, life is so perfect. I just enjoy it every moment. And it just goes up and down, up and down. But I believe that whatever you do, whatever you experience, make sure that you have this love. Like I have love for baseball, I have love for many other things that I enjoy, even when other things are completely wrong. Even if you have war and missiles striking 200, 600 feet away from you, you're still enjoying life and you're like, wow, I love it. I'm in love. And I think that love, not only for like people, which is also very, very important, but also for things, is what makes the life meaningful. I'm not sure that I'm completely right, but it seems like I'm looking into the right direction now. Yeah, so I just went deep into a topic which I didn't kind of plan for, but I think that's a good content. Okay, so the next topic, cats versus dogs. I'm a cat person. I love cats. Cats are objectively better. No, but I know, I just love cats. They're majestic. They have fewer, even those kind of bold cats, they're great. Like tigers, also lions, cheetahs, like everything that is kind of like a cat is just great. I like dogs, but I'm not in love with dogs like as well as I'm in love with cats. I like Rottweilers, German Shepherds, like the dogs that are like real, like wolves, you know, not those tiny things, which I think is not a great thing that people made those wolves a tiny dog by kind of changing the breed and everything. But I know that's another topic for another story. So, yeah, if I would choose to have a cat or a dog till the end of my life and I could only choose one, I would choose a cat, and the second one I would choose the cat and the cat and the cat and the cat 9999 times, and maybe one time I would choose a dog. That's how I love cats. Yeah, another, I guess, one of the last topics, English as the second language. So I hope you haven't picked up, but I'm not a native speaker. I'm in Ukraine. We do not speak English here. I started learning it when I was like 4 or 5, and then in school, but it was like on this level where you cannot speak, you can barely understand anything, you can kind of read and write, but when I fell in love with baseball, I also fell in love with English, and that what drives me per like till today to get better and to get better in my speaking, like pronunciation, understanding. Though I still sometimes cannot pick up like song lyrics, and that's kind of what drives me to self-improve. Yeah, so I speak Ukrainian, Russian, and English. I also have like a very low level of German, but I enjoy languages. I love them. There is a YouTube channel called Lang Focus, I believe. The guy explores how different languages evolved and gives like examples, and I really like that stuff. So I kind of started but never really went into like learning many languages like Italian, Spanish, Arabic, Polish, even a little bit of Chinese. Yeah, I guess you have to love something about the culture to kind of have the drive to do that. Or you have a necessity, like you just went to another country, you have to get a job, you have to know the language. But yeah, I think that's about it. This first episode will not be very long. Maybe for another episode, I will invite somebody. So leave a comment if you want to kind of me to have something, and leave a comment if you have any suggestions, or just DM me if you know me personally. And yeah, I'm really excited to publish this podcast. I hope it will go well. And yeah, let's see how it goes. And let's hope I will do that next week again. And yeah, thank you. Have a great day. And don't forget um, to hydrate. Forgot the word. That's why I'm not a native English speaker. Yeah, thank you. Bye.